Yes, sir. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we are back at it with that F450. If you guys were tuned into the build where we built this truck, not sure what order I'm going to be uploading these videos, yada yada yada. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. But what I think we're going to do for today's video, if you guys can tell from the title, I think we're going to jump up inside of a Ford Crown Victoria and see if we can stuff a 6.7 liter F450 Power Stroke motor in it. Now we also got the Velociraptor here, the 6x6. This might just be a Ford week here on the Don Squally channel, man. We'll see how the rest of these builds go. I wouldn't mind doing a Power Stroke Mustang as well, but we'll see how the Crown Vic goes. So for those of you guys who have played Forza Horizon 4 know that the Crown Victoria is very expensive, very difficult to come by in a wheel spin. However, here in Forza Horizon 5, you can buy a brand new Crown Victoria with no issues for 25,000 credits in this game, which I think is great. If you guys saw my video for Forza Horizon 4, how to get a Crown Victoria, I think I paid like 60 or 70 grand for it at the time. They're up to over $3 million. I guess they got inflation in video games too now, so it is what it is. So it's a nice treat to be able to buy the Police Interceptor Crown Vic for 25,000 credits. But I think the first thing that we're going to do is jump into the engine conversion area of the game. Check out a few of our different options here. V10, 5.8 V8, I believe that's a racing Ford motor. The 8.9 liter, that is massive. But what we are after is the 6.7 liter V8 turbo diesel. So we're going to go ahead and install that. Now, I was thinking of making this all-wheel drive, but I think rear-wheel drive is probably going to be better. Now, with the F450, the biggest problem that we were having was just that even though it had like over 700 horsepower and a ton of torque, it was still a little bit of a dog as far as getting up and going went. It was just a very heavy vehicle, and in my opinion, this vehicle should be fine with the rear wheel drive and all that power. Now I was thinking of doing a Police Interceptor build, but we've done a ton of those on the channel, so I think we're just going to make the focus of this build to just make it look sick and have the 6.7 liter motor in there. Now I'm thinking we're probably going to put on some semi-slicks on this thing. As far as the tires go, I'm going to leave the front tires the stock width, but I am going to widen up those back tires just a little bit, give us a little more grip up front there. Now, generally with our Crown Victoria builds, I'll keep the stock wheels on there. But since we're going to be doing something a little bit different, not necessarily a Police Interceptor build, I'm thinking I'm going to skim through a couple of wheel options until I find something that I like here. Now, upon investigation, if you guys know about the Mercury Marauder or the stock Crown Vics, even seen a couple Crown Vics with some Mustang wheels on it. The 5-spoke design is probably one of my favorite designs for this vehicle, so I think we're going to go with these Fisk. I believe they are the S5s or something like that. Now, as far as diameter goes, I think 19s are going to be more than adequate for this build here. I don't want them to look too goofy, but I do want them to look somewhat stands out. Now, as far as our rear track width goes, it looks like we're only able to set the offset of the rear wheels here, so we're going to go ahead and give us a little bit of poke, nothing too crazy. Once we paint these wheels and paint the vehicle, I think it's actually going to come together quite nicely. As far as our drivetrain goes, we are going to be upgrading the clutch here. The transmission, I do want to keep, we're going to keep the sport transmission. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to give us the same amount of gears that we have. We're just going to be able to adjust the final drive ratio, which we more than likely are going to have to do with this motor in here. Drivetrain, everything's good, and I'm going to keep the stock differential on here just because I want to see how this vehicle performs with the stock diff on it. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade our brakes, suspension. I'm thinking we're going to do a race suspension setup on here. I just love the way Crown Victorias look slam, man. I don't know why. I'm just a sucker. Now, my grandpa back in the day did have a Mercury, not a Marauder, what was it? The Grand Marquis, which was basically the more luxury version of the Crown Victoria. And as much as that thing was a gas hog, I just love cruising in it. Whenever my car was in the shop and I had to borrow the Grand Marquis, man, it was just a nice solid vehicle. Did do a little bit of burnouts as well as some drifting in it from time to time when the snow was on the ground, but nonetheless it was just a very comfortable vehicle. And you know, with gas prices the way they are, I'm a little disappointed. I always did want either a Crown Victoria or a Grand Marquis and do like a Marauder body kit. You guys know me, big on the body kits. You know, I've had my CSX base model, which I up badged to a Type S. I've got my base model Nissan Altima, which I up badged to an SER. So I always thought that would be an easy way to get you know, a decent looking Marauder without having to pay a ton of money. So we're gonna go ahead and install this setup. Now we're rocking with the same power and the same torque figures as we were in the F450 build. The only difference with this one is this car actually weighs like half of what that truck does. So we're going to go ahead and do some custom tuning. Now, can we lower this thing more? It looks like we can. Actually, I'm going to keep the front where it is, and I'm just going to lower the back because I want it to be leveled out. And this thing does look like it's got a little bit of front rake to it. As far as our alignment goes, gearing, we are able to adjust our final drive, so we're going to go ahead and give us a little more power. Only a 4-speed here, which might hurt us, but it might not. It might be, you know, when you get too many speeds, I don't know. I realize that for, you know, gas, mileage, and stuff like that, having an 8-9-speed transmission might actually benefit you. But in a video game, when you've got 9 gears to shift through, let's be honest, man, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Now, as far as the paint color goes, I want to do something a little bit different that you would not typically see on a Crown Victoria. Now, the blue right off the bat is really standing out for me. Red looks good, but I think we recently did a red Impala SS, which I think we'll switch it up and maybe do blue on this one. Now, dark blue or light blue? I kind of like the dark blue, but I like the light blue as well. I think we're going to go with the dark blue for this one. As far as our wheels go, we're going to see what they look like blacked out. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good with the little red caliper in the back there. The brakes I'm going to leave red. I think they look good with the blue. Tin up those windows, and let's see. This thing looking pretty fire, man. I'm not gonna lie. Not the typical color that you'd see on a Crown Victoria, but nonetheless, for this build, I think it's gonna suit us just nicely. And now that we got all that good stuff out of the way, the only thing left to do is take this thing out on the road and see what it can do. Now we're just going to do a quick little walk around before we get out on the road, just because, you know, day can turn to night relatively quickly, and I like to get a good walk around of this thing before we get out there. Now, one thing I'm seeing that I wish I could change is that chrome trim around the windows. Just not really feeling it, but other than that, this thing looks sleek. Definitely looks like a ripper. We're going to see how it rips. Oh, dang. Hold up, though. Is that a damn Nissan Titan? If you guys want to see a Nissan Titan build, let me know down in the comment section. If you're not subscribed to my other channel, very big Nissan guy, so the Titan might be something that I might have to do for my own accords. Now, where's the best spot to get our thumbnail here? Go ahead and take a couple of screenshots there. Now that we got that out of the way, let's take this thing out for a rip. Now, we are in the Horizon Festival. So we are near a drag strip here. So I wouldn't mind seeing what our max speed's going to be. With only having the 4-speed transmission on here, I think that might affect us. We may have to go to like a 5 or a 6 speed. I don't want to do like an 8-9 speed, but let's see. Got the launch control going there. Torque just spinning those tires. Big spin, a little bit of bog. Going from from second to third there. Up into fourth gear. I don't think we're going to have any problems with this transmission. Now the second to third shift, a little bit sluggish. But overall, I think this is going to be good. Now, one of the things I'm noticing about the 6.7 liter Power Stroke is it sounds very much like a gas motor. Now, I know the Detroit diesels also very much sound like a gas motor. I mean, I've driven some 6.7 liters at work, our work trucks, and they sound diesel. They got the little turbo whistle when you let off the gas under certain circumstances. Now, this thing just to me sounds like a V8. In the second gear, now one thing I'm noticing is we're super sluggish when we're not so we're in second gear, right around 2,500 RPMs. Hit the gas, and it takes a second. We got quite a bit of turbo lag there. It takes a minute for the power to get to the rear wheels, but once it does, very little bit of wheel spin. Is that the dang Titan that we're seeing again? Let me know if you guys want to see a Titan, but it must be a sign, man. Oh, just duffing the DeLorean. They got DeLoreans in this game. Let me know if you guys want to see a DeLorean build, man. I didn't even know they had that car in the game. Let's do a little bit of a launch here, though. Big power, big wheel spins into second. Now, you got to keep it above 3,000 RPMs, I think, in order for that turbo to kick in. Anything less, and the turbo's not doing anything. Now, this thing, we got semi-slicks on here, and I'm having a difficult time even handling this vehicle. Now, I'm not sure how much extra weight the Power Stroke... Oh, she drifts a little bit, though. I'm not sure how much extra weight the Power Stroke is adding, but it is possible that there's a ton of extra weight on the front, and that's why this thing isn't handling quite as well as I would have hoped. So I think what we're going to do is slide off here. Maybe got any decent spots for a thumbnail. Well, we already took our thumbnail, so we're just here to cruise around, I guess. Whoa. Now, on the gravel, you want to talk about no traction. We have zero traction on the gravel. And we are at another little runway here. Woo! Just ripping here. Now, again, I'm just... Something about this 6.7 liter motor just doesn't sound like a diesel to me. I don't know why. I was hoping we can get a lot more of a diesel sound. Oh, we're just flying here, folks. About to do a dang backflip in this thing. Boom! Oh, front flip.
Bad luck. We're looking for spectacular.
Okay, well that wasn't spectacular to you there, bruh. I don't know what you're after here, but that was pretty dope in my opinion. Let me know if you guys want to see some stunt videos. Just let me know if you guys want to see me switch it up, man. We've been doing the builds for eons, I should say, and maybe you guys want a little something switched up here. But I am thinking we are probably going to put an end to this video, as we often do around this time. So if you guys did enjoy this one, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys want to see more and you're not subscribed yet, definitely do so. And yeah, man, with that being said, I am your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, power stroking in the Crown Vic. And with that being said, I'm thinking we are going to catch all of hoes at the next one, man. Peace. Don't die. Oh shit, where you going, bro? Don't be creeping on my friend. Don't be creeping on my friend. You and your homie. Oh, nut shot. Nut shot. Oh, buddy. Let's go. And your boy, man. Get him out of here. Oh, you fucking... Ah!